And now to conduct the business of tonight's meeting, I'm going to call on our past president, Sheila Greenbaum, who chaired the Board Development and Nominating Committee this year. I thank you, Sheila. We deeply appreciate your continued leadership and involvement and hard work, and bring us to the business part.
Thanks, Barry. First of all, if you're not a bylaw junkie and know that this is all necessary, please just bear with me. This year, our annual meeting falls during one of the most important periods of our Jewish year, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. These are known as the days of awe. Just as we individually reflect on the past year and plan and hope for the future at this time, our Jewish Federation inaugurates a new annual cycle that begins with tonight's meeting. According to our bylaws, tonight's annual meeting encompasses 3 meetings, each for the sole purpose of elections. First, a meeting of the members to elect at-large trustees of the Board of Trustees. We will elect 16 at-large trustees for a 2-year term, and we will elect a new member to sit in a rocking chair, the Council of Life. Second, a meeting of the Board of Trustees to elect the at-large directors of the Board of Directors. We will elect 9 at-large directors for a 2-year term. Third is a meeting of the Board of Directors to elect the officers. The President and immediate past President, elected last September, serve a 2-year term. All other officers serve 1-year terms. We have several retiring at-large directors and trustees. From Federation's Board of Directors, Rabbi Jeffrey Stiffman and David Roberts. 2 current members of our Board of Directors, Jane Langsam and Karen Scher, are stepping down because they are joining Federation's staff. Apparently, their decision was made after they saw their names in tonight's program. While we very, very much regret losing them as board members, we are thrilled that their talents will continue to enrich Federation in their new roles. In addition, those retiring from our Board of Trustees are Rob Goldstein, Diane Levine, Marcia Melitz, Lenore Pepper, and Nancy Seitman. Thanks to each of you for your tremendous and dedicated service. Each retiring member will receive Natan Sharansky's book, Defending Identity. In your programs, you will find a complete list of all continuing trustees. Our Board of Trustees is designed to be broadly representative of our community and includes many ex officio members, such as the chief volunteer officers of our local agencies, the heads of each rabbinical association, and the Council of Life members. I will now convene the open annual meeting of members of the Federation. In your program, you will see 3 at-large trustee nominees for 2-year terms, each of whom is new to our board this year. They are Matt Cohen, Dana Emenegger, and Hank Weber. Returning nominees for a 2-year term are Patty Bloom, Charles Burson, John Tabensky, Jeff Fox, Mitch Markow, Bob Newmark, Marcy Rosenberg, Ken Rubin, Steve Shuver, Marianne Serenko, Les Sturman, Stuart Zimmerman, and Riza Zwirling. May I have a motion to approve the nominees and a second? Second? Thank you. I'll now call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing no opposition, the at-large trustees are elected unanimously. Nominated to the Council of Life is Rabbi Jeff Stiffman. I have called Jeff, Rabbi Stiffman, my rabbi over the past several years at Federation. He has served so ably in so many capacities, in each of which he has proved a rich source of wit and wisdom. Though I learned he probably had yearnings to be a star in musical comedy, he has yet to break into song at a tense or critical moment in a meeting. But he has many times injected a biting bit of humor that was laugh out loud funny. And Jeff Stiffman has an institutional memory which he uses and shares in a most positive and rare manner. He served on Federation committees and its board decades ago, as he alluded to, as well as serving on the committee charged in 2005 with producing a new strategic plan, and then on the first board of directors that was an implementation of that strategic plan and new governance structure. He often reflected on issues how they might have been viewed in the past, but only as historical footnotes, never in terms of the good old days or with nostalgia or in longing for simpler times. Rather, Rabbi Stiffman used the past as prologue and never stopped looking forward. I think it is safe to say Jeff was symbolically embraced as Rabbi Stiffman by those of all the streams of Judaism that come to the Federation table. With that, may I have a motion to approve and a second to add Rabbi Jeffrey Stiffman to the Council of Life members? Thank you. With that, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of his nomination, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing no opposition, Rabbi Stiffman is elected unanimously to the Council of Life members. And I promise you, thank you. If I have anything to say about it, he'll have to bring his rocking chair back to the table for one more committee or another. And this closes the annual meeting of members. I will now convene the meeting of the Board of Trustees. In your program, you will see 3 at-large director nominees for 2-year terms, each of whom is new to our board this year. They are Rabbi James Bennett, Ian Silverman, and Scott Stern. Returning nominees for a 2-year term are Lisa Revere-Barnes, Jonathan Deutsch, Michael Litwack, Jay Sarver, Lee Wylansky, and Greg Yawitz. May I have a motion to approve those nominees and a second? Thank you. I'll call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing no opposition, the directors are elected unanimously, and that concludes the meeting of the Board of Trustees. We now come to our third and final meeting, and that is the meeting of the Board of Directors. Renominated for a 1-year term are Vice President, Financial and Human Resource Development, Harvey Wallace, Vice President, Campaign, Bob Millstone, Vice President, Finance and Treasurer, John Kalishman, Vice President, Planning and Allocations, Sherry Frank Weintraub, Vice President, Strategic Planning, Todd Seawalk, Vice President at-large Secretary, Randy Green. May I have a motion and a second to approve the nominated officers? Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying A. All opposed? Great. Hearing no opposition, the officers are elected unanimously. Our meetings and elections are now concluded, and all trustees, directors, and officers duly installed. Congratulations to each of you. In closing, I want to thank the members of the Board Development and Nominating Committee for their enthusiastic participation in this important process. Definitely not a rubber stamp crowd. Please join me in thanking our president, Sanford Sandy Newman, and his entire administration for their dedicated leadership as he makes his way to the podium for his remarks. And thank you.